Happy Monday, everyone. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. This week, we are going to be diving into our unit for Element of Drama. We're going to be reading the drama version or the play version of the Diary of Anne Frank. So, before we do any type of reading, we should always begin by previewing the text. And what are we previewing for? We're looking at text features. And I also want you to think about the structure of the play. Okay, so I'm going to model a few examples for you, but then you are going to do some of this on your own. All right, so I want you to think about some of those elements we presented to you last week. Now, as you know, the title is The Diary of Anne Frank. Okay, and then we have two names over here on the right, Frances Goodrich and Albert Hackett. Now, the Diary of Anne Frank was, of course, it was an actual diary written by a young girl, her life experiences living through the Holocaust. And she wrote it as a personal diary, not really meant to share with anybody else. These two people over here, Frances Goodrich and Albert Hackett, they rewrote her diary and formatted it as a play so that it could be performed in front of a live audience. All right, so you're going to see some of those elements of drama in this as well, okay? So let's start by looking at this element of drama here. So we see a list, it says characters, and it says secret annex residence, and then it says the workers in Mr. Frank's business. So if you remember, one of the first elements of a drama we talked about were the cast of characters. So if you were to perform this, if we were to perform this together in class, I would give you these parts and we would read it together as a group, portraying these characters. So this is your cast of characters, okay? Now I want you to notice, I kind of wrote over it. Let me see if I can erase it for you. Here, so if you look here, you'll see it says time and place. Okay, that was also an element of fiction or short stories. Okay, when we have time or place, what is that called? You should be saying it to yourself right now. Time and place gives us the setting. Okay, so that is the setting for the play, or at least the opening part. Remember, there's more than one act and more than one scene. Okay, do you remember what this is called when we see words that are slanted to one side? Okay, they're not like other parts of the text. It's slanted to one side, and those words are in italics. And they're in italics because we need to pay attention to them. They're in italics for a reason. Okay, another text feature I'm going to show you. All right, so here we have, what is this called? Is this an illustration or is this a photograph? What do you think? What's the difference between an illustration and a photograph? Okay, I want you to think about that. And then this is also, you might recognize this girl. She's an actress. She came out in some of the Star Wars movies. But this was the version of, this was the play version of the Diary of Anne Frank, and it was performed on stage by these actors. So this is actually Natalie Portman. She was an actress, she's come out in several movies. So if you haven't guessed by now, this is an example of a photograph. Okay. All right, I'm going to do one more with you, and then you all are going to go through and look at some on your own. All right, so here we have, everybody look here. Act 1, Scene 1. Hopefully you remember that a drama is organized in a very specific way, right? So look at that. I want you to pay attention to how many acts this play has and how many scenes it has. All right, I'm going to do one more and that's it, and then you're going to be on your own. All right, you'll also notice another element of drama. Do you remember what these are called? So it says Mrs. Van Daan rising, nervous and excited. So this is explaining how she did something, right? So that way, if you were acting this out, you would know how to behave. So what this is called are your stage directions, and it's telling how the actor is performing that. So it's showing that Mrs. Van Daan was very excited about something. She stood up. She's nervous, right? So pay attention to those. It helps you understand that. Okay, and also don't forget to look at words in bold, especially if they have like a little number by them. Okay, those are helping. It's like a dictionary definition, right? So it's like a little mini dictionary built into the play for you. So don't ignore that. You want to make sure you're looking at that because this will help you understand what you're reading that much more. Okay, so I want you to flip through the first act of the play. I'm going to have some questions for you to make sure that you've looked through it. So pay attention to those text features, pay attention to those elements of drama. Okay, thanks guys. Talk to you soon.